The Cheeseboy628 Show, starring Cheeseboy628.
Hey YouTube, what's going on? This is Cheeseboy628 here today giving you an RU tier Pokemon Showdown battle. This is with my boy MrFelco's team. It's got the Rest Talk, Calm Mind, Dark Pulse, Spiritomb, Scarf Braviary, Amoonguss, and Lantern as my defensive core. Got my rocks on my Rhydon, and I've got a fairly special Sleep Talk Escavalier with lefties, pretty bulky, does some nice work. And what I've got to say is you've got to prepare for Calm Mind Spiritomb. It is definitely a thing that's pretty popular in RU. You need something that's able to take it out in 2 hits because of rest, taking 3 turns to, fully work and then resting again and all that annoying stall shenanigans. Anyway, looking at my opponent's team, I did face him a little bit earlier in the day while I was trying to ladder, and so I do know he has a Sap Sipper Miltank. I don't remember the rest of his team really, except for I lost a speed tie against that Metacham, which lost me the game earlier. But now I'm more prepared, I'm ready to defeat this guy. He turned on the battle timer while I was trying to think, and so I'm angry, and let's see how this battle goes. So I start with my Amoonguss trying to spore something, and he goes to a Spiritomb, which is kind of a weird lead, and so I'm just going to go for the Sludge Bomb, thinking that he's going to go into his Miltank. Turns out he does, and I get the Poison, which is really nice. So I'm going to take this opportunity. He's probably going to go for the Heal Bell or something of the sort. Turns out he goes for the rocks, but I just bring him right on because he can wall that thing for days. I'm going to go for the EQ, actually trying to get some damage on it, but I should have went for the rocks probably. Nonetheless, I can go for the Rock Blast here, get the crit on the second one. Don't know if it really mattered because I could have potentially got the third one, but yeah, it goes down. He over predicts here, goes for the T-Wave, and well, Rhydon is certainly a ground type, gonna eat it up, and then go for the EQ and take out that Lantern easy. Now he brings in his Clefable, goes for the Ice Beam, barely misses on the KO, and I'm able to get a nice chunk off. So I'm going to come in with Braviary here, and I do want to go for the Superpower. I kind of want to go for the U-turn to get some momentum, but yeah, I'm going to go for the safe medium, go for the Brave Bird. Does a really nice chunk of that Spiritomb, and easy to a KO. Oh wait, Spiritomb lives. And you'll see how this is the bane of my freaking existence, because Braviary is the only thing that outspeeds anymore. So I go into my Spiritomb, I'm going to go for the Calm Mind. Turns out I'm faster, and he's able to rest. I thought I was just going to rest and I could have just taken this opportunity to start Calm Mind and get a bunch of setup going, and now he just goes into Clefable. And what I'm going to see here is it is definitely not a winning battle. This Clefable is going to be very annoying to my team. This Dark Pulse does a decent amount, but he is the Calm Mind variant, so once he starts setting up some Calm Mind, I'm just not going to have a good time, and I'm going to have to figure out another way of taking this thing out. And the only way I can do it is having Escav, and Escav is my only physical attacker left, which of course hitting on the physical side will do some nice work to this Clefable. I'm going into my Amoonguss here, hoping that I can get the Spore off for free damage with the Escav, but turns out he just OHKOs me with the Ice Beam, and so that's a bit unfortunate. But now I do enough to that Miltank, able to take it out. He goes in the Spiritomb here, not too worried. I don't think it's the Rest Talk variant, judging by what I'm guessing was earlier in the when we battled earlier, but yeah, I go for the Mega Horn twice, miss both freaking times, and so I'm gonna have to switch out. I don't want to take a Willow. Turns out he does hit and it lands on my Lantern though, which is fine because not only do I have rest, but I also have the Heal Bell, and so I'm just going to stay and I'm going to go for the Scald. Turns out he brings in Clefable. I just need to think, I need to predict, I need to know when he goes into it so I can get some nice damage on it, and when he tries to switch out, Spiritomb is going to take a nice amount from that Mega Horn. So I am going to go for the Mega Horn, and it does a little over half, and so it's an easy to a KO, but he outspeeds and I cannot take a Willow. So I have to go into my Lantern, and I'm thinking here, okay, maybe I could go into my Escav to predict, but maybe he'll predict that. It's all pretty crazy situation. I'm just going to go for the safe Scald though, and now I do have the free opportunity to go into Escav, as I don't think he can really harm me. He has Ice Beam, right? Turns out he has T-Bolt, but it barely does a third or so. So a Mega Horn will do some nice damage. Turns out he fodders off Metacham because he knows Spiritomb might die from one Mega Horn. So I'm able to take that out, and now he has nothing really to fodder. But now he brings in Spiritomb with a free switch into it, and he's going to go for the Willow. But I have to go into my Lantern, and I'm going to go for the Scald, I think, just to get some damage, and it turns out he does go into Clefable. I could have predicted that, but It's just a really risky situation. I wish I had Volt Switch, but unfortunately I do not. And so I'm just going to go for the Scald a couple times, thinking he might predict me to go into S-Cav and go for the T-Bolt, but turns out he doesn't, and I'm thinking he's just going to stall a little bit, maybe go for some Calm Minds, but he does go for the Ice Beam here, which is kind of weird, but yeah, maybe just to get a bit of damage. But now S-Cav lives the T-Bolt, gets off the Mega Horn, and it does kill, thankfully. So all that's left is the Spiritomb, and it turns out it just goes for the foul play. Not worried, I have Spiritomb and my own Lantern to be able to take this thing out, hopefully. I'm going to set up some Calm Minds, and I'm not really too worried as I am a specially based Spiritomb, so foul play won't do too much to me, and he's just burning me to get some residual damage. I'm going to Calm Mind one more time, and I think it's an easy 2-hit KO at +2 with the Dark Pulse. He goes for the foul play, does a decent amount, plus burn. It's kind of worrisome to see if I can take another foul play plus burn, but we'll see. Now, it's basically in the perfect range where a foul play can take me out. I don't know if he outspeeds or not. He goes to the Shadow Sneak, not even risking it. Does not do enough. I'm able to take him out for the pretty narrow 2-0 victory. So yeah, that was a great battle, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, sub, and until later, peace.